Fast food was supposed to be the cheapest way to fill your stomach. But lately, it's starting to feel like you're dining at a 5-star drive-thru. Combos are over $14, portions are shrinking, and yes, they're asking for a tip before your food even shows up. But here's the twist. That chaos cracked open a window. And guess who climbed through it? Chili's. Applebee's. Yep, sit-down chains are suddenly the underdog comeback story. Casual dining crash. Not too long ago, places like Chili's and Applebee's were the go-to for date nights, birthday dinners, or just those nights when you couldn't deal with cooking. Back in 2007, Chili's hit its highest ever revenue, riding the casual dining wave before smartphones and food delivery apps reshaped everything. Then came the 2008 financial crash, and casual dining got body slammed. With wallets tightening, people didn't want to pay $15 for a burger that took 40 minutes to arrive. They traded down to fast food. You could get a full combo meal for $5, no tip required. Chili's, Applebee's, Ruby Tuesdays. Suddenly, they were too slow for lunch, too bland for dinner, and too expensive for both. Brinker International, which owns Chili's, watched its growth flatline through the 2010s. Meanwhile, Applebee's reported a 6.1% drop in same-store sales in 2024. IHOP, its sibling brand, wasn't doing much better, down 2.1% in the same quarter. That came straight from Dine Brand's 2024 earnings report, and it painted a pretty bleak picture. At the same time, fast casual spots like Chipotle and Sweetgreen were blowing up. They offered faster service, healthier vibes, and more customization. Compared to that, a chain restaurant booth and laminated menu just didn't hit the same. Wall Street knew it too. Brinker's stock stayed flat for years. No buzz, no bounce. Applebee's became the punchline of the chain restaurant world. For a while, it looked like casual dining would just fade away quietly. But then fast food made one very greedy mistake, and Chili's was ready to pounce. Fast food's greedy era. If you've walked into a fast food place lately and left with a receipt longer than your forearm, you're not alone. Somewhere along the way, fast food went from cheap and easy to wait, how is this $16? In 2018, the average combo meal cost around $7.50. By 2024, that average shot up to over $12, and that's just the national average. In cities like LA or New York, people are paying $14 or more for a burger, fries, and drink. This isn't just inflation doing its thing. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, food away from home prices rose by over 6% in 2022 and more than 7% in 2023. Meanwhile, grocery prices were leveling off. Translation: restaurants were raising prices faster than the cost of ingredients. And the kicker? Even when food costs started going down in 2024, fast food prices kept climbing. So what gives? It's what economists have started calling greedflation, where companies use inflation as a cover to hike up prices and pad their profits. And it worked. McDonald's, Taco Bell, Chipotle, they all posted record earnings in 2023. At the same time, they were laying off staff, cutting portions, and handing off more work to kiosks and apps. Naturally, customers noticed. TikTok filled up with rants about $20 McDonald's meals and $25 orders at Five Guys. Reddit threads like, "Fast food is a scam now," took off. That's when something shifted. If fast food was going to start charging full-service prices, people figured they might as well just go somewhere with real plates and free chips and salsa. And right there, waiting in the wings, Chili's and Applebee's, ready to play the long game. Chili's comeback game. While fast food was busy charging $14 for a soggy burger, Chili's made a move that felt almost rebellious. It started offering more food for less. It all started in 2022 when Chili's brought in a new CEO, Kevin Hochman. This wasn't some lifelong Chili's executive. He was an outsider, a former Procter & Gamble guy who later ran marketing at KFC and became its US president. Translation: he understood fast food. And more importantly, he understood how frustrated people were with fast food prices. So Hochman treated Chili's like it was in direct competition with McDonald's. First, he cleaned house, cutting down the menu by 40% to speed up service and improve quality. Then he restructured staffing so servers weren't juggling too many tables, which made the dining experience feel faster and more personal. But the real knockout punch? The now famous 3 for Me deal. For $10.99, customers got a full-sized burger, fries, a drink, and unlimited chips and salsa. It was a direct shot at fast food's weak value game. Hochman told the Wall Street Journal that if fast food was going to start charging $16 a meal, why not just come to Chili's instead? And people listened. By mid-2025, Chili's reported a 31% spike in same-store sales, their highest numbers in nearly 2 decades. They didn't just catch up to their old revenue peak, they passed it. Traffic was up. Buzz was up. And suddenly people were bragging about eating at Chili's again. Not ironically, not for the meme, but because it actually made sense. Applebee's revival playbook. If Chili's went head-to-head with fast food, Applebee's played the long game of remember us? Nostalgia became its superpower, and somehow it worked. Applebee's knew it couldn't outtrend Chipotle or outspeed McDonald's. So instead, it brought back the classics. The 2 for $25 deal? Yep, it returned. All-you-can-eat boneless wings, back, dollar margaritas. Oh yeah, Applebee's leaned hard into what made it fun in the first place, being cheap, cheerful, and slightly chaotic. But it didn't stop there. In early 2025, Applebee's partnered with IHOP, its sister brand, to test out dual-branded locations. The first opened in Seguin, Texas. You could grab pancakes in the morning, a burger at night, and never have to leave the building. Dine Brands, their parent company, reported that these hybrid locations were pulling in up to twice the revenue of standalone Applebee's stores. And then came the wildest move of all, the Date Night Pass. For $100, you got 12 monthly meals valued at $30 each, basically a year's worth of cheap dinner dates. It sold out within hours and made headlines on CNN and Forbes. Some people called it a gimmick, but it got people talking and walking through the doors. Behind the memes and the margaritas, Applebee's pulled off a real trick. It didn't become trendy, it became dependable. While fast food was fumbling its value, Applebee's made kind of decent for the price feel like a win. And sometimes that's all it takes. Smart strategy or lucky break. Let's be honest, Chili's and Applebee's didn't exactly reinvent the dining experience. No one's calling these places revolutionary. What they did do, though, was read the room better than anyone else. While fast food was getting dragged on social media for $18 Big Macs, Chili's swooped in with deals that felt generous. The $10.99 3 for Me bundle wasn't just a discount, it was a statement. We see you. And we know you're tired of getting ripped off. Applebee's. Same idea. They leaned into deals, drinks, and just enough nostalgia to make people feel like they were getting value again. But here's the catch. These comeback meals aren't cash cows. Chili's own CEO, Kevin Hochman, admitted that the bundles don't carry huge margins. That's where the barbell strategy comes in. Offer cheap meals to pull you in, then make up the difference with appetizers, desserts, or a couple rounds of margaritas. It's the same logic behind Costco's $1.50 hot dog or Walmart's rollback pricing. Not every item needs to profit, just get people in the door. And sure, it's working for now. But success built on fast food's mistakes isn't exactly bulletproof. If McDonald's or Wendy's adjust pricing or roll out more competitive deals, that whole Chili's versus fast food narrative could fall apart fast. So, was it a genius marketing pivot or just the right move at the right time? Either way, casual dining's back in the spotlight, and it's milking this moment for all it's worth. So here's the million-dollar question. Can Chili's and Applebee's keep this momentum going? Or was it just perfect timing in a broken system? According to Black Box Intelligence, overall restaurant traffic is expected to drop 3.3% in 2025. Inflation's still hovering above target, and consumer confidence is dipping. Even $10.99 value meals start to feel like luxuries when people are pinching pennies. Chili's CEO, Kevin Hochman, already admitted the 3 for Me deal isn't exactly a profit machine. It only works if people spend more once they're inside. Applebee's Date Night Pass? Viral? Yes. But viral doesn't always mean sustainable. Let's not forget, they only rose because fast food fell. If McDonald's or Wendy's adjust their pricing or portion strategy, this underdog comeback could unravel just as fast as it happened. But for now, Chili's and Applebee's are winning by simply not being fast food. They're offering real tables, actual service, and enough nostalgia to make people feel like they're getting a deal. Will it last? That's the gamble. Because staying on top in this economy means walking a fine line and not slipping right back into the same overpriced trap they just escaped from.